after 4 straight losses, including that home defeat to Manchester United. A comprehensive win over Eintracht Frankfurt in the Champions League has lifted spirits at Anfield. They travel to Brentford tomorrow. Well, let's get more. We can go live to Vinny O'Connor. And Vinny, we've seen Opta putting out a stat today that Liverpool have faced over 500 long balls this season, 20% of all passes against them. Does Slot feel teams have found the key then to unlocking his side, do you think?
Yeah, I don't think it's something that just is in isolation this season. I think it stretches back to last season as well, certainly the back end of last season. And you could even include the Merseyside derby at Goodison Park in terms of the problems that Liverpool have facing teams that are sitting deep and looking to hit them with long balls. But it's certainly been a contributing factor to those 4 defeats that they suffered after the cup victory over Southampton, of course, as you say, back on track in some ways against Eintracht Frankfurt. But when Arne Slot has highlighted the problems that Liverpool has faced, he's saying it's not a criticism of opposing managers and their tactics. It's more a compliment that they've been able to cause Liverpool such problems over a period of time now. And ultimately, I suppose, for the Liverpool manager, once again, it's about finding solutions to those problems.
And Vinny, question marks still over Mohamed Salah's form. 2 Premier League goals this season still. One of those was a penalty. How concerned is his manager?
I think the whole situation around Mo Salah is exaggerated because he's not been as productive as he has been in previous seasons, Joe. Yet we're seeing him still have a number of chances. I mean, obviously they raised the question at him being 33 years of age and maybe is he on the decline? That's just not long after, of course, that he signed that new 2-year contract with Liverpool at the back end of last season. Of course, before that, he'd been in such great goal-scoring form for Liverpool as well. I mentioned the fact that he's had chances. We saw it again against Manchester United, a big chance at the weekend. And then against Eintracht Frankfurt, perhaps you saw a little bit of desperation from Mo Salah, having been left out of the starting lineup as he was in the Champions League against Galatasaray, but perhaps a little bit of desperation to score when maybe he should have played it square to Florian Wirtz, who would simply have had a tap in. But when it comes to Arne Slot and the situation around Mo Salah at the moment, he's certainly not worried about his form, and he believes that it won't be long before he clicks into gear once again.
So it is Brentford tomorrow, Vinny, and Liverpool coming up against some familiar faces.
That's right, Joe. Of course, you look at Jordan Henderson and what a part he played in Liverpool's success under Jurgen Klopp, of course. In fact, 2 figures that have played a big part in Liverpool's success in their own special way, I suppose, over the last few years. When you look at Kevin Kelleher and his heroics in that League Cup final against Chelsea at Wembley, of course, as well. But back to Jordan Henderson, and remember, as the captain, lifting the Champions League, the Premier League, FA Cup, League Cup on 2 occasions as well. And on top of that, of course, a European Super Cup winner and a World Club Cup winner as well. I mentioned Kevin Kelleher and the part that he played in Liverpool's League Cup success, and so the both of them looking for regular first team football back, I suppose, in the Premier League, and they're certainly getting that opportunity. And when we asked Arne Slot about the 2 former Liverpool players, of course, he had this to say.
He felt it was time for him to start playing, and he's shown that he's right, because he does really well. But although I haven't worked with him, we're also going to face Jordan Henderson, who, as I've been told, is the only Liverpool captain that lifted every trophy. 6 trophies. And I don't know if that's funny, but in Holland they cannot stop about talking how much Ajax is missing Jordan Henderson. So that tells you how important he was for Ajax and how important he's been for Liverpool and how important he now is for Brentford.
So they will face 2 former old boys, but they will go to Brentford without Alexander Isak. Well, potentially without Alexander Isak. He's a doubt, not surprisingly, given that groin injury he picked up against Eintracht Frankfurt. Liverpool will assess him, but Jeremy Frimpong definitely out, as is Alisson. Another one to be assessed, though, will be Ryan Gravenberch after twisting his ankle against Manchester United. Of course, he also missed out against Eintracht Frankfurt in the week.
OK, Vinny, for now, thank you very much.
Now, he's already said that Isak is a doubt for the weekend. Frimpong is out and so is Alisson. Here's Slot live.
That's not a goal involvement for him, where I felt that was more difficult to do, what he did against United, than what he did for the 5-1. But the assist to the 4-1 was good. But I think his general game was something I think the Liverpool fans liked. And we've seen more of that already. But as always, if you lose a game of football and you do the same things then when you win it, then the focus is on the negative things. And if you win a game of football with 5-1 because you scored 2 set pieces, then all of a sudden everybody is talking about the few good attacks we had during the game. And I said many times against United and against Frankfurt, from open play we generated the same amount of chances. But the difference was that we didn't concede a set piece, but we scored 2 set pieces.
When you're trying to gel the side, though, when you've had the signings that you've had come in, how difficult is it to then settle on what you would say is your best starting lineup? And I suppose where does Mo figure in respect to that, given the way his season's gone so far?
It's not only about the new signings and that changes things. I think it's about having a lot of very good players. So what is your best lineup? I think a lot of things go into that. The team you face, the tactics the other team plays with, the form of the player, the connections between the players. I think if you look at all the big clubs in the world, they all have more than 11 players that can play a game. And for me, it has always been something I expected after the many changes we've had during the summer, that it could go also even after we won 7 games in a row. I always felt like, as a team you need to grow, and if you need to grow and if you have to adapt to each other, you can also have moments in the season where things are a bit more difficult, especially if the fixture list is as it was, because when we've lost 4, I said to myself 3 of them were away, and then I was looking at the schedule and I thought, another 2 away games coming with Frankfurt and Brentford on the fixture list. So these things also take into account that you can have a little bit of more difficult. But it's always normal if you have a lot of changes that things go well, but we have to find a way of growing together, and then when things click, we need to be the best team we can be.
Is it a difficult moment for Mo?
I think it's been a difficult moment for all of us. No one is used to losing. For all the players that played here for so many years, and even for the new players as well, because we started this season with 7 wins. So you start to lose once, that's a difficult moment for everyone, but let alone if you lose twice, 3 or 4 times.
As Liverpool gear up to travel to Brentford, the atmosphere is one of cautious optimism. Their boss, Arne Slot, emphasizes that while recent results haven't matched the club's high standards, the belief remains intact that the squad has the quality to bounce back. Meanwhile, Mohamed Salah, usually the automatic match winner, has entered a rare dry spell, with the manager reminding everyone that even the best strikers miss chances, and stressing his confidence that Salah's goals will return. Adding to the drama, Liverpool's attacking plans face another disruption. International record signing Alexander Isak is now a major doubt for this weekend, with a groin issue suffered in midweek. Slot admitted it's a question mark whether Isak will feature, while the club also confirmed other key players are out with injury problems. With Brentford set to pose a physical and tactical test, the Reds must navigate both form concerns and fitness issues if they're to avoid a stumble on the road.